shipping containers. They're affordable, transportable, and people are coming up with inventive ways of recycling them. We've seen a few of them on the show.
And if you ever want to add a second story, just get another container and drop it on top. I mean, that's what they're designed to do.
So we're going to show you now how to turn a shipping container into a house for under $45,000. Yep, a whole house for under $45,000.
So, I've come up with a simple design and we have to watch every last dollar and think outside the box for this one.
Foxy, come on. Good girl.
Richie was sick of the city life and always dreamt of a tree change and found the perfect spot.
Rolling hills, the aspect of the river, the beautiful big gum trees. I thought that's my dream home.
He scraped together every last dollar to buy the land, so couldn't afford to build a house. A great temporary solution then would be a shipping container.
You know, especially in the stormy weather, and to have power and a toilet, you know, running water and the essentials of life.
He can turn his hand to just about anything and is really good at welding. And I think he's up for a challenge.
Rich.
G'day, mate, how are you?
Good, mate. I always like to make friends with a man with an axe. Mate, you're after a tree change.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, right. We've got a magnificent site, mate. You excited about this container?
I'm very excited.
Siting it is so important.
I've got a few spots that I want you to look at.
All right, let's check out and look at the pros and the cons, eh?
Oh, lovely.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Even though this will be a mobile home, the old chestnut about location still applies. So you want protection from the sun, but you don't want complete shade. A northerly aspect is the go. Good access to the river, but not close enough to flood. And the big one, what's the view?
Rich, this is your tent?
Yep, that's correct.
Now, that's the first place that you picked when you first came here. I think this is a pretty good site to be putting the container. It's elevated, so we don't have the problem of the river rising. It's still on the northern side of that rocky escarpment, so we're going to get northern light, but we've got plenty of canopy. I think this site here is probably, well, it is the best site.
Do you want to peg it out?
Let's do it. That's
okay.
It's fun.
Great.
12 metres long, we need to get this angle right.
Cheers, awesome. I'm excited.
And here's Richie's new home. Containers come in various sizes. We're going for what they call a high container. That's 3 metres high and it's a 40-footer. Make sure it's as new as possible, watertight, and hasn't been used for transporting chemicals. This one's new and costs $6,450. Now, similar prefab options start from around 30 grand, but that's usually just for the shell. So our final cost for a custom fit-out home for under $45,000 is pretty good. We needed a crane to get our container into position, and that cost $250 an hour, and that's from the minute it arrives on site. So it's essential everything is perfect, and that includes the footings. It's not just an exciting project for Richie. Adam always wanted to convert one as well.
Now, there comes a time where the architect has to hand the plans over to the builder to deliver the baby.
Thanks, mate. No pressure there.
Good luck.
I'm looking forward to working with you on this one.
Don't mess it up.
She'll be right, mate. She'll be right.
Ring me if there's any problems, will you?
I will, mate.
So the plan is to have the bedroom at one end with a living area and kitchen in the middle. A wall at the other end will separate the bathroom. On the outside, there'll be a deck to double the living area covered by a pergola. And Jason will landscape, add a fire pit and plant climbers to soften the look of the container.
Got to be excited, don't you, mate?
Oh, I'm very excited. Can't wait.
So this is going to be your deck, Rich, eh?
Yep.
And I tell you, it is a decent size, mate. And the scenery isn't too bad either.
Well, it's a little bit chilly this morning.
Now, the best thing about this, Richo, is everything's temporary. The shipping container, we can unbolt it, you can take it wherever you like. And the deck is going to be exactly the same. We're not going to be digging holes in the ground, putting posts in. We're using these handy blocks. You just level the ground, sit them in place, put the posts in, and it supports our subfloor.
That's handy.
That's very easy, mate.
quick system, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic, Richard.
You all right, mate?
Yep.
And with views like this, a large deck is a must for outdoor living. Whoa, that is huge.
It's a good open space, isn't it?
Fantastic. There's only one problem. You can't see that beautiful deck we just built.
What?
So there's only one thing to do, mate. We'll start marking out where the doors go, the windows. Let's bring that view in here.
Lovely.
You all right?
Yep, perfect.
This is going to be huge.
It's exciting.
You can do the honours and cut it out.
Can't wait. I've been working with metal since I was 14. Steel work, blacksmithing, forging, welding.
Which is great, because there's a lot of work with 2 doors and 4 windows to cut out.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
I've got my first window.
How good is that?
Ah, the serenity.
I think Richie is a man possessed.
Ta-da!
While Richard's inside doing all my dirty work, the cutouts, I'll get on to making these windows. They're standard size windows that you can get off the shelf from Bunnings. Aluminium, double glazed, and double glazing's really going to help with insulation. But the best part about them is, with these joining strips, you can make them as wide or as high as you like. So you'll never have to get custom-made windows again. Now my window's made, I'm just attaching a timber reveal, which will allow me to fix it in place. It finishes it off nice. And just like that, we've got a custom window. Looks beautiful. Richie's also pre-made the steel window seals.
It fits like a glove.
Beautiful, mate. I'll tell you what, he's good. He is good. And remember, fight the urge to look at someone welding. It could blind you. Pete's clever design of angled windows not only gives you more shelf space on the inside, it also frames the view. I'm hoping this is going to fit.
Oh, same.
How are you looking?
Good, mate, are you?
Oh, look at that. That
Happy?
is magic.
Looks good, doesn't it?
The measurements worked.
Beauty.
That is awesome.
I'm glad that fits.
You and me both.
A bit of pressure.
We've attached timber studs to the steel wall frame, ready to take the lining. But next, it's the deck.
Nice colour.
You like it?
I love it.
That's good. And no maintenance.
So you don't have to paint it at all.
No painting, mate. This is it. Yep. The Eco Deck is a composite of bamboo and plastic. But the best bit is, by using this tool to hide the fixings, you get a seamless look. That's awesome. For the ceiling in the shipping container, I'm basically making up a modular system. So I've got to make a standard frame, and then I'm going to clad one side with plywood, which will give it that real architectural feel. And then just pack it with insulation bats. Then I've got 2 angle brackets on the side wall, and it's as easy as just sliding them in place. Look at that, mate. That is awesome. And to create a shadow line, I've simply just painted some pine. I'm putting it on the edge, and then the next panel will just butt up against it. This is going to look great. At the other end of the container, we're putting in the only internal wall that will separate the bathroom.
Righto.
Then it's more insulation. Because we don't have much space in here, instead of building a timber frame where it would take up 70mm or 90mm, I've connected the studs directly to the shipping container and then put the insulation in, then our timber battens. So that way we're not taking up as much room and our plasterboard can go directly on this. And next morning, when the plaster's dry, the walls are ready for a sand and a seal. And to give it a perfect finish around our fancy angled windows, we're using a flexible sealer. The views here are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
You are, but it's definitely not tools down yet. We have plenty of work to do to finish this house. And we've got to get Jace here to work his magic. There's all sorts of modular homes. A kit home the size of our shipping container will set you back roughly $30,000, but that's before fittings, electrics or plumbing. All up, including the custom fit out, our shipping container is going to cost around 45 grand. Speaking of fit out, we're ready for the floor. Just putting down a timber look floating floor. And it's a great way to dress up any room on a budget, not just a shipping container. The beauty about this flooring is it has tongue and grooved ends as well as the 2 faces. So the offcut of this piece will be the start of the next row, which means minimal wastage. A bit more, mate. Yep. Hidden storage is the key to any small house or apartment. Ready? Yep. To keep costs down, I'm using standard off-the-shelf caboodle cabinets, but in a very clever way. Not only will this hide all of Richard's mess, but as you can see, it divides the bedroom from the kitchen. So there's no wall required. And for the kitchen, it's more cabinets. I love how it frames the area and turns the window into a splashback. For the bench tops, we're using form ply, and it's a good budget way to get a bench top. And also, the good thing here is the edge matches with our ceiling, but you want to make sure that you seal it. And also, we get extra bench space because we're pushing it into our window box. You like it, Richie?
Love it. Oh, you got one.
Next day, we finish off the kitchen cabinets and get the appliances in. Beautiful. Bit of a chalkboard, mate.
Yeah, I painted it up because it's an old fridge, so it goes in with the rest of the kitchen.
Perfect. Our Sparky's been back to connect the lighting, and things are beginning to look pretty sharp. For the cladding in the bathroom, I'm using Vistal sheeting. Now, this is a great product. You can use it as a splashback in a kitchen or as wall panels in your bathroom instead of tiles. The best part about this is it's a lot cheaper than glass and gives you the same look, and it's very easy to work with. Simply give it a quick sand to help it key in. Then stick on some double-sided tape and apply silicone. The tape will hold it while the silicone sets. And it's as easy as that to get this panelling on the wall. Every house needs a throne, but this one's a little bit special. It's environmentally friendly, there's no water required, so you won't need a plumber, which means you can pretty much put it anywhere. And with all this cutting edge design, the only thing it won't do is put the toilet seat down for you. I think Richie's gonna struggle. We're pairing along with our container house for 45 grand. We've already built the deck, and now it's time to cover it with a simple pergola. Send her up, Richie!
Yeah, mate, it's coming. Got it?
Yeah, mate. And we're going with Zinc-Alume sheeting, which is the cheapest metal option. Because remember, we've got to keep our total build cost under 45 grand.
Lucky last sheet.
Beautiful, mate. It's looking great.
Are you really?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Jace. How are you?
Hello,
G'day,
mate.
Jason, how are you? Nice
Excellent.
to meet you.
I love what you've done with the place.
It's good, isn't it?
Good, I'm glad you're up that ladder. I need 2 bolts put in here because
got?
what was your firewood is going to be a fantastic screen, sculpture, even call it an artwork if you like.
Beautiful. Well, there's a drill.
And we'll catch you later.
There's your bolts. We're finished, mate.
Oh, you've taught him well. Now, our little artwork's got a fair bit of weight to it. It's probably about 60 or 70 kilos. So, attaching it to a big, strong beam, and I'm using a big, strong eyelet. Boys, as much as I don't want to ask, as much as you don't want to help, I need you to lift this up for me while I tie it off.
Bit heavy?
Yeah. I might take my time tying these knots.
Come on, mate.
Look at those cannons, boys.
Take your time.
Yeah, don't worry, I will. All right, boys, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
like it?
I
That's
do,
all
I
that matters.
It looks good.
Oh, well, I got a garden to build. Now, I love the idea of a shipping container, but the only problem is 40 foot of stark white staring at an environment like that is too much for anyone. So I'm going to cover a little bit up, I'm going to plant up to it, and we're going to grow on it. I can understand if you're not really a plant person that you walk past that in the nursery and you just think it's a dead stick. But it's called Boston Ivy and it's worth the investment. You're going to get fantastic autumn colour, every colour in the rainbow. And that means it's deciduous, the leaves fall off it. This wall can bake in the sun in winter to be nice and warm. Then in summer, you get all this lush green foliage, looks fantastic, and it protects the wall, which keeps the inside cool. For the veranda, a climber will frame the entrance nicely, and that's what the trellis is for. We've got some Rio mesh going up and across the beam. I love working with it because it's dirt cheap, it looks good, it's industrial, so it ties into the house, and it's strong and robust, so no plant, no matter how heavy it gets, is going to break it. And the climber that I'm going to put up this trellis is bougainvillea. You'll get a beautiful flush of colour. They're a great plant. They're so tough and hardy. And this is a safe spot for it. That's why I deliberately didn't put it on the post here near the stairs, away from hands and eyes. Let's face it, when you've got the natural beauty of the river and the land, you want to keep the garden to a minimum so you can enjoy all the other things that the environment lends you to. So I've got quite a simple little garden here. A little wattle, acacia limelight. They'll just clump up, make little balls, but it'll be informal hedge with a dianella behind it. One tree, a water gum. When you're planting a decent sized tree like this, I like to do a couple of things. Firstly, make sure you don't cover the root ball. You can suffocate it. But I do like to put a little sort of dam wall around the outside of it for about 3 or 4 months. That means you can give it a good deep soak and leave a little bit of water on top to penetrate in. Once you start seeing new growth on the tree, you just move it away with your hand and it's still at the perfect height. And then to make a big statement, I've got the biggest fire pit I could get. Now this is $300 at Bunnings, but when you think of the hours of entertainment and relaxing sitting around it, it's worth every cent. It's been a long road all the way from the yard for our shipping container.
G'day, mate.
Hey mate, how you going?
Very well, thank you.
Perfect timing. What do you think?
Oh, it looks unbelievable.
Feels like I'm home.
Pete's design proved what's achievable in just a shipping container. The pop-out windows break up the boxy interior and it's a clever way to introduce extra space. There's heaps of storage which doubles as a dividing wall between the bedroom and the kitchen. It's both stylish and functional. All this within a simple, sleek, Scandinavian-inspired design. It's going to change the way Richie lives.
Feels like I'm home.
Oh, I've got a bedroom, got a shower, I've got a throne. You know, where the list goes on. Beautiful kitchen.
What's the one thing in there that's like really jaw-dropping for you?
I like the way that's been set up, like the design from Pete the architect. It's quick to build, it's not taking that long, and yes, it's a small space, but there's enough room for me.
We've managed to get all the creature comforts into a 55 square metre home, and all for under 45 grand. That's an incredible achievement considering today's house prices.
Geez, I like the fireplace.
How good is it?
It's awesome.
Mate, that is nature's television, and with that as the backdrop, I don't care what anyone says, you're winning.
This is gonna be the best day of my life.
Yep, I think Pete and Adam have done an incredible job creating a good-looking, practical home on a budget. Maybe we should have fish for dinner.
You catching?
No, I was going to go up fish shop.
Let's go then.
What a perfect end to a perfect day.
What could you do to fix up a kitchen for $1,000?
Or a backyard like this with only $1,000 in your pocket.
Any room in the house can look $1 million. All you need is some clever know-how.
And we're going to show you how to do it.
The catch is we've only got $1,000 each to spend.
Nothing like a challenge.
It's pretty tight, huh?
Definitely.
And before we get started, we've brought in Kim, a property valuer, to have a look at what we're working with.
When we're finished, she'll come back and tell us how much value we've added. We've chosen separate areas of an average home.
Mine is the patio, which is also looking a bit drab.
Off the patio and around to the kitchen, where my small pot of cash will be working hard to update a tired old look. But there is one room that we have to do, and that is this one, the family room. But the good news is, boys, we all get to do it together.
Yay! I'm allowed inside and we get an extra $1,000 for it.
That's it, but enough chit-chat, guys. Let's get cracking. And Jace, make sure you keep your receipts, mate.
No turf inside.
Receipts for the taxman and shade-tolerant buffalo.
All right, the plan for the patio is to clear the whole area out, and you can see that it's actually in pretty good nick. We've got a roof over our head, and it's not leaking, and the floor, well, it's in good condition. So I'll be giving it a high-pressure wash down. Now, the other problem is we can see straight into the neighbour's backyard. So I'm going to build a screen to create some privacy. Now, all of this is going to chew up a lot of my budget, but I want to make a table that's going to be a good centrepiece, and I've got a fantastic way of keeping it under budget.
Let's be honest, for just $1,000, there's not a lot I can do structurally to change this entire kitchen, but cosmetically, with paint and colour, I can do wonders. Now, I want to paint all of these cabinet doors. I know they're made of laminate, and the good news is you can actually paint laminate. The way to tell is to open up a door and just check the colours. You'll notice that the colour on the outside is usually different to the one on the inside, and they also have this sharp edge strip. You can paint them in situ, but I prefer to label them and take them outside. Oh, one down. A few more to go.
Righto, the backyard's neat and tidy, but it could do with some more garden. So I'm going to spend a chunk of my cash on plants. As far as backdrop goes, our money doesn't stretch to a new fence, so I'm going to fix it up the best I can. Now, the reality with an old fence is if the nails have come loose, it means that the hole that was holding them in has expanded because the timber's dried out. So even though I'm banging them in and it looks good, it's a short-term fix because the nails are going to work themselves loose the next time the wind picks up. So you can rent something like this. It's a fencing gun. You need to put your eyes on just in case the timber splints. With a coat of paint, you won't see all those nails and screws from a generation of repairs, and you should get another 5 to 10 years out of the fence.
Okay, so with the kitchen doors removed, I need to deal with this bench. I know I said I could only afford cosmetic changes, but I can't do anything with the current bench top except replace it. So that will be my major expense. Oh, chipboard, soggy at that. This section of bench top, it's going to be super easy to change for a brand new one because you can buy them standard off the shelf. Now this part of the table, not so easy because it's been custom built. I actually quite like it. It's a great little seating area, perfect for a small space, but I want to update it, so let's go for a wander to see if I can improvise. Oh, g'day, Ads.
Hey, Taz.
Good?
Yeah, fantastic.
What are you making?
Well, never you mind, you'll see.
I'm just on the hunt. Don't mind, do you?
What are you hunting for?
Oh, tabletop maybe?
No, you can't have the plywood. That's the base for my table.
It's perfect. It's perfect for what I need.
No, Tara, that's mine.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? This might work better.
You can have that.
Can I have that?
Yeah, I don't want that.
Perfect.
I don't want that.
It's thick.
Do whatever you like with the Tara. All right, the $1,000 challenge is well underway, and I said I wanted to make a table that will be the centrepiece of the area, but stay under budget. And my trick for that is to use recycled fence palings. Now, you can get these anywhere. Fences are screaming for you to take them off their hands. I'm going to be using a belt sander first to dress these up, and you'll see the beautiful colour revealed.
Hey boys, how you going?
Hello.
Now, I spent a large chunk of my money on what's in the back of this truck. Now, the backyard was neat and tidy, but it was pretty boring. So spending $5 or just over $500 on the plants make a big difference and turn it into something that's inviting. On top of the $510, I've spent another $300 down at Bunnings. I've got these beautiful little agapanthus. Guess what they're called? No, not Dad Dance. They're called Twister. And they pop in front of that black fence.
In the kitchen, everything we plan to remove has gone, and our big ticket item is ready to go in. Here it is, my one bit of luxury for this kitchen, my splurge on brand new bench tops. Now these did take up a little more than half my budget. I've had to do 2 runs, but they tie in beautifully with the floor and they're going to make this old kitchen look brand new again.
All right, that's the palings cut and sanded. What I need for the base is a simple ladder frame, which I'm building out of treated pine. All right, I'm ready to put some legs on this table, and for that I'm using some 90 by 90 treated pine. You'll see that I've done a checkout here, and that's so it just locks into the corner. I'm going to be using some 100mm bugles to put it in, and also adding this angle piece, which will just lock everything together and keep it nice and square. Once the tabletop is on, we're ready for our fence palings. For the palings, I'm not just going to be laying them in a straight line, I'm going to be doing a pattern, and that pattern is herringbone. So I've marked my line, which I'm going to be working to, that will give me even cuts on each side of my table. Now, depending on what you're using, the width and length of the material will determine where that line goes. Once I've laid the pattern, all these are being glued down. And you can see I'm starting in the middle and working my way out. The boards are down and this table's looking great. I'm just trimming up the edges and next I'll be dressing the sides.
So in the backyard, my $1,000 won't stretch to cover any hard landscaping, but the plants are making a massive difference. Our biggest one-off investment is this tree, and it's one of my favourites. It's called October Glory. I've planted these in cooler climates, like down in the middle of Melbourne, and in the middle of winter, the whole plant looks like someone sprayed it bright red. And when all the plants are low in this garden, and you've got big, tall neighbours nearby, you need something to draw your eye. Wow, that looks awesome.
You like it, mate?
I love it. In fact, I love it so much. Do you reckon you could do a little version for me to go on top of a, you know the old laundry concrete troughs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably 1.2 by about 500 mil, but it's out the back, you come measure it up.
Yeah.
Best thing about it is materials are free, aren't they?
Yeah, they are free, that's what I've been saying. But wait a minute, you and Tara, do you understand this is meant to be a $1,000 challenge?
Yeah, so it's free, so that's great.
Wait, why is my labour always for free? What's going on here?
Mate, there's no I in team, but there is an M and an E. Thanks, brother. See you at the back. Come on, dude.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, stop these presenters coming through this door. As if I need any extra work. Now that I've got rid of Jace, I'm just sanding the edges and then I'm ready for filling. I'm filling the tabletop with powdered putty mixed with black oxide. That will bring the detail out in these fence palings. I should have called Ed in to get this mixed up for me. I reckon he might have done a better job. Hey, Taz. Got the old top.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Geez, you wouldn't recognise it, would you? Same old pine tabletop sanded back. Looks completely new. It's a nice bit of timber. And to bring out the clarity of the timber grain, I'm giving it a coat of proof tint, and the colour goes perfectly with our bench top.
Okay, our plants are in, but regardless of budget, it won't look finished without mulch. And the mulch, well, it was the right price. It's free. What it is the fresh stuff off the back of the truck from the arborist. The issue with uncomposted wood chips is it can draw the nitrogen from the soil as it breaks down. It's sort of like stealing the food from the plants. But a little tip, if you're worried about it drawing the nitrogen out of the ground, put some dynamic lifter, blood and bone or chook poo down first, water that and then put the mulch down. It does two things. There's more nitrogen in the fertiliser so it doesn't affect the soil or your plants, and it also smothers the smell with the mulch.
In my patio area, the table is the centrepiece. It's taken a lot of time to make. Now with the black filling, I've got to back it off with a light sand, then it's ready for a coat of clear. And that's a total of $200 for a real feature piece. How nice has this turned out? Just remember, this used to be old fence palings. We've dressed it up and it's turned out like this. Now we have our centrepiece, I'm ready to add some privacy to the patio. I've just put this frame up to hold my screening in place so I can block this ugly view. Oh, sorry, not you, buddy. For the screen, I'm just using some treated pine and it's been painted up because that works in with our budget. Now, for these gaps, I've worked it out so it will finish flush with the top of the frame, and that's 18 mil. For the start, you want to make sure that you get that first board level and then just work up from there. And the cost of the screen? Well, for the boards, the frame, the fixing and the paint, All of it for around $300. And that's a lot better view than what was there before.
In my kitchen makeover, paint and benches have drained the kitty over $900. As you can see, it's far from finished, but I've already discovered how to replace these splashbacks. Bingo. Such a common thing, you know, people stash old tiles under the laundry sink, and whoever did this has saved me a lot of money. So these are called subway tiles, and what I love about them the most is they're so versatile. You can lay them in a variety of patterns. I've chosen the stretcher bond design for my splashbacks, a bit like how Hodgie would lay bricks. Now with the stretcher bond pattern, you always start with a full tile and work across. You may need to cut a tile when you get to the other side. Now with the next row, you start with a half tile, then it's full all the way, again cutting if you need to. Third row, full tile, and then you just keep working your way as high as you want. Make sure you use these little spacers. That just keeps all of the gaps even, and that's where you pop the grout in later. So over the stove, I'm tiling over the existing tiles, but they do have to be thoroughly cleaned and scuffed with sandpaper first. What a lucky find to get these tiles free under the sink, but wouldn't you know it, I've actually run out for this little section, so I've had to buy just a few more. $30, it's not going to set my budget back too much. The one thing to remember with the adhesive when you're tiling on tile is you don't use the normal cement base, you use one that's rubber based. That way it's got a little bit of give. And as far as the tiling goes, well, it's exactly the same as the rest.
Now, when it comes to getting value for money with plants, I reckon one of the great things to do is go and buy plants that spread, because you can plant less of them and they'll take up more room. And I've got 3 examples here, the walking iris, the geranium and the little cutleaf daisy, and they all do it differently. The walking iris sends out a flower, it gets heavy, it touches the ground, it creates aerial roots that then find the ground and create another plant. The geranium, it's a clumper. It'll just send out runners and get bigger and bigger. And little cutleaf daisy, well, it's so tough, it'll grow nearly anywhere. And I like it on a corner near a path. It softens the edges, and as you walk on it, it's kind of like a natural pruning. Mulch really well, keep the moisture in the ground. In 12 months' time, you have a nice full garden that'll look $1 million.
There are 21 door handles in this kitchen. Now, had I gone out and bought brand new ones at around $10 a pop, over $200. So by staining the old ones and reusing them, they look fantastic, and I've saved a couple of $100. A bit of paint and elbow grease, and take a look at it now. Oh, there's some weight in this table.
You're using your muscles?
It's just amazing. I love this so much. I want this as a floor.
It's turned out nice, hasn't it? This table has been a labour of love. Some recycled fence palings, who would have thought?
So let's hope we can dress it and have it looking tip-top in no time at all.
I reckon we can.
I'm stoked with the backyard. A big difference thanks to $800 worth of plants. And that old laundry tub that we found around the side of the house, well, Adam's used his fence palings idea to create a tabletop. Just got to level it off and wait for ads.
Hey, Jace.
Ah, good timing.
Hey.
Good timing. Weatherproof?
It's not the same pattern. You do have to seal. Look, I didn't have time to seal it for you,
Okay.
mate, but I'll leave that up to you.
Wow.
They're old fence palings, so you know they last outside.
Thanks, brother.
Enjoy.
I will.
Have a seat, Zach. You've earned it too, mate.
See, I told you working hard's hard work.
We're not finished yet. There's the sitting area to go. Whilst I get painting, Ads is helping with a new entertainment unit to replace the old bulky one.
To assemble the entertainment unit, I'm keeping it nice and simple. I've got a top and a bottom that are exactly the same size, and then 3 supports going right through. And I'm just going to be gluing and screwing it all together. For the legs, you could buy them from the hardware store, but obviously I'm working on a budget and Tara doesn't want me spending too much money. So I went searching and I found some pine in the shed, which I've just cut up. I've dressed the timber and they're going to work an absolute treat. Now, the only trick is with these screws, obviously they're not long enough to go through, so I'm just putting a little pocket in them. That way, the screw comes through the edge, but you just don't want to go too deep, otherwise you'll come through the other side. Well, that's the build done. Now I can hand the baton over to Tara, or the entertainment unit. I think she's going to add some colour, which will really make it stand out.
The room is looking fresher already, and for the vintage chairs, I'm making some new box cushions. It's just a matter of working in panels using the old cover as a template. Okay, so this is the back panel with the zip. Make sure it's working. Yep, that's good. Now I'm going to sew 2 panels, one on either side, to the zipper panel. The top and base is actually one piece of fabric. It goes over that front panel and to the underside. Once we've sewn it in place, we will have one very neat and tidy cushion cover. Adam's offcuts from the dining table have come in so handy. I put together a coffee table, and to give it a tray top look, I've added some battens. All up, the whole thing cost just $10. To tie this in with the rest of our look, I'm using this key colour. It's a deep, almost black. It's like a brown black. This one's called Black Japan. I think I'll paint the entertainment unit that Adam's built for me as well. And with no money left in the kitty, I've made my own artwork from royalty-free images which I framed. And it's amazing what a difference a few indoor plants can make.
This one is a Kentia pump, one of the absolute best.
It goes well, don't you think?
I like the theme and I love the room. Compared to what it looked like before, this is brilliant. You're very clever.
Thank you. I didn't get a lot of help from you, but I'm appreciative of the
Well, I
plants.
water and fed the lawn, so then I had to mow it. So then I had to water it and feed it again so I could mow it.
Moment of truth. Let's go do the numbers. You cooking the books?
Never.
Danny, she's got all the receipts.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, did we all come in under budget?
What's the big chunk of your budget, Ads?
Probably, it's looking like my screen. My total comes to $731.89.
See what I mean? 731, please.
89. Geez, that's good value.
As for the garden, well, the plants were the big spend, but I'm still under the grand mark. $28 to spare.
Beautiful.
Okay, so all up for the family room, $832. And the kitchen brings me to grand total of
Well over
1,000.
Well over 1,000.
So actually, it's not bad. 117. So the money that I asked you guys to spare me, $200, I came in. So I actually am under. All up, we had $4,000 to spend. Adsy, what number?
Yeah, so all up, we've spent $3,652.74.
Wow. So we're under.
Yeah.
But more importantly, that means we've got $347.26 left over for a party.
Yes!
Woohoo!
Dinner it is.
Unreal. Job well done. High five. Now, we provided all the hard yakka, so we haven't factored labour into our costs. But that's the same as any DIY project you might do at home, and where we all save money. We can see we've made a vast improvement on the look of all 4 areas, but have we actually added to the bottom line of this place?
Hello.
Oh, how'd we go?
Well, visually, it's just an amazing job. It's that the kitchen is the heart of a home. You walk in that hallway and you actually get the full impact of all the work that you've been able to do. So, the light, the colours, all on trend, and would appeal at an investor level or at an owner-occupier level, which is very much what the target market is here.
So most importantly, have we added any money to the joint?
I do believe that you have. It's it's from a holistic point of view, it's only a portion of the house, but actually I would say that it's probably added about $40,000, $50,000 to the actual price, given that the sections of the house that you've been able to do are the parts of the house that people live in.
Yeah, main areas.
The flow areas all into your outdoor space and then out into your backyard. High traffic areas that get a lot of work and that people actually want to be able to look nice.
Well, thank you for that. That's such a bonus at the end of it. I think
well done, guys. You did amazing work.
Unfortunately, her bill's $35,000.
We all know the importance of adding value to your place, and if you are looking to get inspired, it doesn't get bigger than this. Granny flats are the solution to a whole heap of reno problems. More space for much less renovation chaos. They're an efficient and affordable way to extend. But for Debbie, there are other reasons why a granny flat was perfect for her situation.
In the long run, I've got 2 young daughters that may need somewhere to live, and I've also got parents that one day, if they need, that I could help them out.
So you're giving yourself options for the future, really?
Absolutely, and that, you know, it'll look great too.
What's the makeup of the actual rooms within it?
Okay, it'll be like a kitchenette and living space, bedroom, and combined bathroom and laundry.
So just in a couple of weeks from now, this is going to be a totally different backyard. Are you excited or nervous?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you.
So let me see.
What colour is the word rebel in Rebel Sport?
Black.
Red.
A single mum with 3 daughters and a full-time job, Debbie's got a lot on her plate already. But through her work as a family therapist, someone very special came into her life.
I met Christy when she was 12 when she came into our program. She was having trouble at school as well, and helping her get through her different stages. We had a special bond.
Yeah.
So as she got older, she found herself pregnant and in a bit of a situation. She's due next month, so to have her to have somewhere which is be independent but also have support was a really big thing to consider.
And you guessed it, our granny flat's first role is to be a home for Christy and her new bub. You guys are also going to get back so much from having this another little darling baby around.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah. How exciting. The beauty of going prefab is that it doesn't interrupt your day-to-day life nearly as much as a normal reno. And that means less mess and less stress. Well, here it is, Debbie's brand new 9-metre long home. And craning it into a backyard, that's not for the faint-hearted. Andrew, you're like the calmest human being in the world. I'm having a heart attack watching this.
I know it might look like it's a bit hectic, but yeah, I've seen it many times before, and look, this is probably one of the simpler jobs.
Are you joking?
One of the simpler ones, yes.
So how does this size of the portable home compare to what you offer?
That's about our medium size.
Wow.
We do go up to a 14-metre.
Now, pricing-wise?
For the one like Debbie's bought, you're looking at about $30,000.
Okay.
And they go up to about $48,000.
All right, so that's obviously fully fitted out.
Fully fitted out.
But you can get it at different stages like we've done now where we're going to fit it out.
Exactly, Joe. We'll build it to whatever level the customer wants. I'll try and save them some money.
That is brilliant. And what are you looking at as far as time-wise?
You're looking at 4 to 6 weeks for our buildings.
4 to 6 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks, yeah.
So how are you able to do it like that?
Oh, a lot of guys that know what they're doing.
And obviously you're in a contained space to be building.
Yeah, so we've got a big factory back in Queanbeyan. Everything's sort of streamlined and got the processes down pat.
Getting very close to the house, you better go. We want to turn this granny flat and backyard into something special for Debbie. So we've set ourselves a budget of 50 grand.
All right, Pete, bring it down.
Debbie spent $25,000. Remember, it's not fitted out. So that leaves us 25 grand to split between the interior fit out and the surrounding landscaping. Just the 2 men I was hoping to see.
That's an official lie.
Look, it really isn't. How fabulous does a granny flat look?
Awesome.
All the hard work's done.
Look, it is, but we need to turn it into a home now.
Yeah, we want to make it look like it's meant to be here.
Yep.
I reckon that's something we can do.
Got it covered?
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be involved, Griggsy.
No, I can't wait. Go have a look inside.
You're the brains.
Oh, God, we're in trouble. So, Adam and Jason, we have quite a challenge ahead of us. You do understand we're under time pressure here. We have a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
Not me, definitely not me.
Congratulations.
We actually
Don't say not me.
Okay, so we have time pressure. We also want to set ourselves a challenge of getting this place ready for under 50 grand.
Yeah.
So I want your ideas for inside and out.
So a lot of that's already gone in what we're looking at.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a spend.
All right, well, what I reckon is because you've got the house and the granny flat, you want to make it feel like it's a house.
Yep.
Not a tack on. So I'm actually going to build a garden, a bit like an amphitheatre, and face the green, because that is an asset.
All right, well, it is a huge yard, so you better get started. Ads, let's go have a look inside.
Good work, Chase.
Thanks for the help. Come on, Dan, you can help me, mate.
What do you think, Ads?
Hey, this is a fantastic space, isn't it?
Great. Hey, now everyone says they'd love a blank canvas.
This is definitely it.
It is. Look, we've got the flooring and skirting done, painted in. It's all wired up with electrical ready to go. The plumbing is ready to basically be connected. But this is where you're allowed to be creative. We need to think space-saving ideas, multi-purpose furniture if we can.
Yeah, definitely.
For here, we're thinking possibly a galley kitchen across the back. With compact appliances, a bit of bench space and plenty of storage.
And then what, the lounge room here?
Yeah, lounge room here. Bedroom, we need to consider there's going to be a cot in there, so it's kind of bedroom come nursery, but storage.
Yeah, storage, definitely, yeah.
But I need your genius in the bathroom.
Yeah, because we need to get a laundry in, obviously, as well.
Combined bathroom, laundry, you're going to have a shower.
I've definitely got some good ideas, but even coming out, obviously when we came in here, it's a big step, so when you come out to a nice deck, and then you can step down onto Jace's amphitheatre area too.
Will you still be able to maybe have, like, work with Jace, have some foliage to soften the front?
Yeah, I can do a step in, so obviously at the front when you're looking at the granny flat, so yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Joe, whatever you want, I can make happen.
I'll work with you. It's good practice for you with your baby on the way.
No mucking around here.
Boys and their toys.
Well, if you're not going to help me, I'm going to help myself.
That's awesome.
It'll get rid of the grass and then I'll be able to level this off. I reckon I could probably lift this thing with it.
Well, you're at it. You want to chuck the auger on and dig me holes for me?
Oh, didn't bring the auger, brother, but you bought your cannons.
Well, you know what? While you guys get down to the hard work, I have some hard work of my own. I'm going shopping.
Oh, no worries.
Favourite job. Say hello to the staff at Bunnings for me.
I will.
All right, out of my way. So with the first attachment, I can break up the grass. It's just a matter of moving the trencher over the surface to scuff it up.
Now, because Jace is busy out the back digging the holes for me, I want to keep things moving. So I'm making the subfloor out the front in 2 sections. That way, I can just carry it in and attach it to the posts. Now, because Jace wanted to plant some greenery up against the granny flat, just to break up that front face, I've stepped the second frame in a little bit, which will leave him a 500mm gap to plant. You all right, John? Yep.
I positively despise clothes shopping, but if I'm shopping for things for around the home, I could do it all day. Now here we're looking for a kitchen and we want to save some dollars, so the easiest way to do that is a caboodle kitchen. Sure, it's do it yourself, takes a little bit more time, but it sure does save you on the money front. Now, as far as colour schemes, we're going to stick with one of the classics, black and white. And the reason we're sticking with this colour scheme is we want what is a small room to look as big as we can, even though it's going to be jam-packed full of storage. All right, next up, a sink. Now, the tip here is we don't want to have anything that's too oversized in the kitchen. We just want a compact sink with a little drain. And that looks like it'll fit the bill. This, cord safe. Now in the bathroom, much like the kitchen, if you buy your shower screen in a modular pack and do it yourself, you will save money. All you have to do is make sure you get your acrylic shower wall. You'll still have to waterproof. You get your little base and you get your frame shower screen. Now all up, a modular thing like this, less than $500, bargain. Time to get a mixer. You know, I actually once got a mixer for my anniversary from my husband. That's how much I love this sort of stuff. So let's have a look. Just want something pretty basic. Square profile. Let's have a look. What's that one? Rococo. Rococo. Time to pay. Might even do it by tap and go.
So here's your deck. You're coming out 2 metres here.
1900, yeah.
1900. I'm thinking I'm going to put a little retaining wall in, and because you wanted me to dig your holes,
are you gonna...
I have organised the trench.
Oh, he's got an auger. How good's that?
You mark them out, yeah. I'll dig them out.
I'll tell you what, see, it's not true what they say about you, Jace, is it?
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, OK.
With the bucket attachment, I can start to move the soil and level out for my amphitheatre. It costs about $500 a day for the machine and the attachment. But if you think how much it costs for a contractor to come in, it really does make it worthwhile.
So while Jace tidies up out the back, I'll put together the kitchen out the front. So we've got our cabinets here, one box open. Now the tip is, you've heard it before, make sure that you have all your bits before you get started. And unless you are a person who does this all the time, keep your instructions there. Honestly, if you follow it step by step, you cannot go wrong. So we're starting with our back piece and our top piece. And everyone has their own little way of doing it. I like to just put my screw through it, line it up with the pilot hole. And then here we go. One down, many to go. Now another little tip, don't lose all these little bits. They actually cover your little screw holes, and these are also little door buffers. So the ones that you're actually putting doors onto, it just means they won't slam against it. Easily lost when you're clearing up your rubbish.
Now the digging's done, I've swapped the bucket for an auger attachment to dig the post holes. It's like a Swiss Army knife on tracks. We're using wrapper set to put the posts in. This is the start of the wall that surrounds the amphitheatre.
Done a good job screwing these cabinets together, Jay.
Thank you very much. That's $4.50 for a dishwasher there, roughly. Perfect. Hey, I tell you what, now Hodgie's managed to turn the outside into what looks like a motocross track.
He definitely has. He ripped it apart. Yeah.
So, kitchen's coming together, we've got all these, but what do you want to do design-wise? What's your little plan?
Well, where I am is the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're going to have the sink in here.
Yes.
And we'll have some drawers.
Then an oven?
Yeah, oven. And then we'll have a little cupboard next to the oven. And then where
Fridge
you
here
are,
in the corner.
fridge bang.
I think we're turning this granny flat into a home. It's starting to feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. Let's get the rest of these
Let's
in.
do it. Good.
Little slimline. Carcass is in. Hey, now the only thing we haven't discussed is splashback.
We're going tiles?
Yeah, I think we should tile. It's only a small space.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe some big tiles.
Yeah, larger pool was like, what, 6x3?
6x3, that way we
Yeah.
cut down on money, only a few cuts around the panel.
Sounds
We'll be
good to
right.
me. Too easy.
It's probably you going to be doing it, so knock yourself out.
No worries. Now that Jason's dug the holes for my veranda, we can just bring in the subfloor, level it up and set it in concrete. For the decking boards, I'm just using treated pine. Not only is it budget friendly, but it's also time friendly because you can get yourself a clout gun and it makes the process a lot quicker, unlike hardwood where you have to screw it down. How fast is that? And with the decking complete, I can't wait to see what Jace does with the rest of the backyard.
This backyard's got a nice gentle slope to it, but for the area where you're going to entertain, the dance floor, you want it to be nice and flat so you can stand comfortably. That means we end up with a large step, about 400 mil, which just happens to be the height of a seat. So these two retaining walls, there's going to be my seating for about 20 or 30 people, creating that amphitheatre.
This bamboo screening is old and daggy, and if we left it here, it would be letting down the whole backyard. So, it's got to go, and I'm replacing it with a new timber feature wall. Get out! It's looking better already. A little bit. Now this is a simple design with great effect. I'm just using the same boards as I did on the deck and making the gaps bigger as I work up the wall. That way, it allows light into the back of the house and also keeps it ventilated. To finish off our screen, I'm just using this grey and I'll be using the same colour on the deck as well. And while I'm at it, the fence needs a refresh too. I've chosen this colour paint to complement the granny flat. Now, paint is a great budget way to bring these old fences back to life again. And by the time we're finished, this backyard is going to be looking brand new.
Now, most people, when they're thinking of an entertaining area, will think pavers, maybe concrete and dressing it up with a colour, or a deck. Crushed granite at a pinch. Well, I've thought outside the square and I'm using hardwood sleepers. You can buy these for the fraction of the price that you'd buy a nice expensive paver. It gives you a really nice setting. It ties into the retaining walls. Material-wise, for the walls and the floor, I've spent about $1,300. Now, if that was brick for the walls and pavers down here, it'd probably be 5 times the price, plus you'd have to get tradesmen in. This, it's a good look at a fraction of the price. All we need now is the edging, so people can park themselves. And then fill it up with road base. You can get a ton of this for around $60, and I'll need 3 or 4 to go in here. To decorate it, I'm putting a more expensive river pebble over the top. It's a bit like icing a cake. And I've got a good use for the spare pebbles. If you're planning on renting out the new flat, think about tidying up the side entrance to allow for private access, which equals more money.
Now, Adam's made great progress with the new kitchen. The bench top and sink are in, along with a cutout for the stove top.
How nice does this look? Joe's picked a lovely bench top.
Next, that simple splashback in large format tiles. The best thing about using big tiles instead of lots of small ones is there's very minimal grouting to be done.
Joe, how good's that?
Looks good all grouted up, doesn't it? I tell you, I like the dark bench top as well.
That's very nice, it is. It makes it easier when you've got a good tiler, doesn't it? It'd be good if I put the door on the right way.
No, why not? Well, should we do the little cooktop first? Get this in.
You right?
Yeah. How cool is that?
That's a cute little dishwasher, huh?
And perfect because there's only mum and bub in here, so you don't need one bigger than that.
That's fantastic.
Laying turf's an easy job, it's a little bit messy, but there's a couple of things that I really like to concentrate on to make sure that the turf gets established as quick as possible. First one, my old gag, lay the grass green side up. Second one is make sure you lay it on something that's going to be free draining, light and fluffy, but not too fluffy that when you walk over it you see your footprints. You want the roots from here to get established as quick as possible so the grass doesn't go backwards, thrives through summer, looks good all year round, and that means with deep, long roots, it'll be drought tolerant. As far as getting it established, I don't think you can overwater new turf like this. For the first 3 to 4 weeks, I'd try and keep everyone off it, including dogs, and water it to the point where it's underfoot. Then the roots will be established and you can back it off to once a week.
Now, you would have seen modular showers like this in Bunnings. They come in 3 parts. So basically, first of all, you choose what shape sort of bottom you want and have a look at where your drain goes because you can have them centred or put to the side. You then also choose your backing sheets and then the shower itself. Now, we've just gone for plain glass. The reason why, this is quite a small room, but it does give the effect of a bigger space when you can see through it. The slimline vanity we've chosen is so that when you walk through the door, you don't feel cramped the second you walk in. We also have a slimline cabinet here, toilet in the corner, and in the other corner, one day they can have washing machine and a dryer. So even though it is a small room, we have jam-packed a lot in. Now all we need are the finishing touches. Things are looking good. This room is starting to take shape, but we obviously have to think of sort of multi-purpose pieces of items in here, and this is a great solution for not having a dining table as such, but having extra bench space that could be used as a table.
Well, it's just 2 600 cabinets, drawer cabinets, and yeah, with the same bench top. We just need to put the backing panel on so we can clean this side up and away we go.
Okay, beautiful. Doctor, I'll be your assistant.
Hopefully I've given you the right size screws.
You have, you've even put a couple in for me, all pre-done, love it.
Nice and light, isn't it?
So easy to move around. Now it's on wheels, it is easy.
That's it, look at that, it just glides.
That's great,
Yeah.
love it. What about bench top, huh?
Yeah, right here, ready to go.
Dining table, breakfast bar.
Storage unit, all in one. It's a great space saver.
There's no getting around the fact that plants aren't cheap. All up, I've spent around $6 grand, but the effect is definitely worth it. You've always got to choose where you want to spend your money, but we're still on track to come in under 50 grand. So it's all good. The little garden bed that Adam left me is going to be perfect for these Himalayan blue bamboo. Now, the reason I picked them is because you can already see here that you're not going to hedge them up formally. They're going to be soft. And as practical as this little granny flat is, it does need softening. So they can grow up. You could even prune them here underneath the window if you like. Whatever height you prune them at, that stem will stay at that height. I've continued the same thing over here, even though we've screened off the back of the house. Same bamboo is going to soften that, make that back room a little bit cooler for everyone. And then I've gone a little bit more Australian traditional over here with my favourite hedge. A little lily-pilly. Hedge up nice and neat, and it might even screen off more than one fence. You can't have a great little granny flat without a garden, and you can't have a garden without great plants. We're on a roll.
All that's left is to add some furnishings.
Oh.
You ready? a few decorations and
a
That's better.
That feminine touch.
There we go. Great thing about this is we can obviously take the fire pit away when the little ones are running around, but late at night when they're tucked up in bed, sit around here and relax.
Oh, it is awesome. That's when the fun begins.
Yeah.
But the big question is, did we come in under budget?
You're going to love this. We came in just under 50 grand.
Oh, it's an awesome job.
Yeah.
So how did we spend the money? Remember, Debbie paid 25 grand for the container, the interior fit out plus furniture and appliances, 9,200. Outside, we spent just under 9 grand on landscaping, plants and turf, and our digger, which was $500 per day. The deck and screen came to 2.5 grand, so all up, around $46,000.
Look at this precious little bundle. Hi, guys. How you going?
Good.
Christy, she's perfect. What'd you call her?
Aliana.
Aliana. I'm proud of how she's going, Debbie.
Oh, she's done absolutely wonderful, and Aliana's just improving every day.
She's so long, isn't she? Like, look at the size of her feet and her little fingers. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Have you had a sneak peek, or have you been really, really disappointed?
No, I've wanted to go out, but I can't.
Well, at least you've been a bit distracted.
Yeah, just a bit.
This is the fun part. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready. All right, let's go.
Well, what a difference a dream makes. Even better when it comes true, like Debbie's has.
Come have a look. Come on.
Oh, wow. It doesn't look like your yard. Holy shit, it's so different. It doesn't look like your yard. Oh my gosh. I think we walked into someone else's yard. It doesn't look like her house.
What do we think, guys?
It looks so different. Oh my God.
How can you have goosebumps in this heat? You must have done all right.
I've got goosebumps listening to
It doesn't look like your yard. Oh my gosh. What happened to it? Wow, and the fence, so different. Trees and green grass, it's all the same. Look at that fire pit, that is such an improvement on what was there before.
And the great thing is the retaining wall the whole way around becomes seating, so you could be sitting out here. All right, well, Debbie, that's a pretty good reaction.
Yeah, that's right. I can't wait to see what happens when they go in there.
You ready to see inside? You ready for more?
Yes.
All right.
Enjoy.
Ready the rest of the family? Come on in.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what to say.
Oven, cooktop, you've got a dishwasher in the corner.
Oh, that's cute.
Fridge is over here.
I feel like I'm in like some show home in some fancy estate. That's what it feels like.
Want to see the bedroom?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Oh my God.
What do you think?
Wow, I like the colour of the bed. I like it, Aliana.
What do you think? You happy with the greens and the pinks? And you've got a bathroom, so you've got the shower and the toilet. You've got room for you to put in the washing machine and the dryer, so that's all there as well. So you're totally self-contained in here.
Oh, that's great. I know where to come for a holiday.
At least you don't have to travel far. Let's go see the rest of the family, hey?
Absolutely.
Everyone's out here?
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Hi.
Hey, what did you think, guys?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Just exceeded expectations. And the amount of stuff that's in there is just unbelievable.
Yeah, we definitely used every single bit of space that we had.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of room. It's
Yeah.
just-
Speaking of the rest of the family, you're all here. What do you think?
Looks good, can't wait to have lots of parties out here. It doesn't look like Mum's backyard anymore.
Oh, well, so all over from the whole team. We wish you guys lots of luck for the future.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Joe. To make something happen like someone like me.
Don't say that. You're beautiful, don't.
I just really appreciate it.
It's been a big process for you, hasn't it? I mean, this is months and months of planning, years and years of saving.
Yeah, and it was a big decision to make, and then to have this is like absolutely the best thing ever. Thank you.
Oh, God, I'm crying.
Come on, guys, let's all pull it together now. This is going to be a fantastic space. I'm excited to see the parties that you have up here. Let's suck the tears up. This is very emotional. I'm trying to stay strong. I'm the man around here.
But they're happy tears. Happy tears.
It's not exactly a showpiece.
Yes, it's very old and brown and
It's pretty yuck, isn't it? This bathroom is such a mishmash of eras and styles. There's 5 different colours and finishes. None of them match.
You'd never feel clean coming out of that shower recess, that's for sure.
No, definitely not.
The shower is an absolute shocker.
My little girl sits on the floor, the water all floods out to here, and yeah, it's disgusting.
That's
and
not
then
good.
it's all mouldy because it's wood.
The windows are stuck and the only storage is under the sink. And what this bathroom lacks, as anyone with kids knows,
I would love a bath just for her, because she loves playing with her toys on the bottom of the shower.
We'll make it pretty. We'll make it a girly bathroom for you
she'll
both.
love that.
You'll love that
I love
too. There we go. Caring for patients is a little bit more gentle than this, right?
Yes, a little bit.
Hey. Wow, good job. They glued it down. Now, what Bronwyn really needs is as much storage as we can possibly give her. So what I want to do is just make use of the space within the walls rather than building cabinets out, which would protrude into the bathroom. So by taking out this noggin and this one and this section here, we can actually build a really tall recessed cupboard. I'm thinking a mirror door on the front with lots of shelves inside. Great for nail polishes, lotions, potions, all that kind of gear. Over in the shower, I want to give her a niche within this little space here, great for shampoos and soaps. And over here, she wanted to house her towels somewhere. So I was thinking within this section here, we could do a shelf that goes all the way up, great for folded towels. So all in all, she'll have tons of storage and it'll keep the available space we have within the bathroom. The boys have moved the plumbing for our new shower bath combo and also moved some of the wiring before relining. You probably think the tiles are the hero of the bathroom, when in actual fact, it's this stuff. It's the waterproofing membrane. Now, it really should be applied by a professional like Dazzler here, and it goes on all of the areas that are really likely to come in contact with water, like at the back of the sink and around the shower and the bath area. Now, before, Bron had that issue where the water was running through the bottom of the shower recess and down into the joists underneath. So expensive to repair. You don't want that to have to happen. So have this stuff applied before your tiles go on, do a good job, and those sorts of worries will be a thing of the past. You know, tiles can seriously make or break a bathroom, and look how much choice there is. It's so easy to get confused. So what I've done is I've actually pre-ordered some of these. They're a subway tile, so they're classic, so they will go with the style of the house, yet they're modern at the same time.
Yeah, I really like them.
I've got a really special idea of how we're going to lay them as well.
Okay, cool.
But you being a nurse, instead of having a twist tap like this, I thought you might appreciate a flick tap.
Yeah?
Yeah,
that
you like
sounds
that? Big heated towel rail. So good in winter, you're gonna love that. Time to hit the checkout. Gonna try my hand at a little bit of joinery to make like a boxed cabinet to house all of Bronwyn's bath towels. Now what I'm working with is 30mm finger jointed pine, which is cheaper because it's made from offcuts, and it's 30mm thick, which will give a nice chunky look. It's quite easy to glue and screw together. We need to prime, of course, and for the top coat, can't go past classic white. Does need a backing board. All this is just MDF. It's coated on one side. It attaches with these little neat button head screws. For this bathroom, what I've chosen for the wall tiles are these beautiful hand-pressed Spanish subways. Now we could lay these stacked or stretcher bond, but I'm going herringbone for a dramatic feel. Now this is a bit more complicated as there's more cutting involved, but I think the results will be well worth the effort. One benefit of working in a small bathroom is, of course, less tiles to grab. Well, that is if you didn't go all the way up to the ceiling like I've done here. You know, it really does depend on your budget, but if you can go all the way up, it makes the room fresher and it just gives the illusion of more space. For the floor tiles, these beautiful charcoal grey hexagonals. I love this look, super modern. They have lots of variation in the texture of the tiles. Some of them are a little bit shiny, some have a matte finish. Best thing about them, I suppose, when you're laying them, A bit like a jigsaw puzzle. They just lock together. That ain't going nowhere. So this is the door for Bron's new storage cabinet. The hinges go on this side, and on this one, I just want to make it into a really long dressing mirror. So I'm using double-sided tape to attach this piece of mirror, which I've had cut. It's 4mm mirrored glass. Then add some silicone. Make sure you use the right stuff. This one is neutral cure. If you don't use the good stuff, what it can do is actually eat into the back of the mirror. You don't want that happening. I only get one go at this. If you've got a plain old door or a cabinet in your bathroom and it needs a bit of a lift, this could be the answer. The towel rail sits almost flush. When the towels are on and the door's open, you'll never even know it's there. It's a really great way to grab back some space within the bathroom. Would you like to come out, sir? Look at that. Full pivot. Well, that's it. We're all done. Let's see what Bronwyn thinks.
Oh my gosh. I love it. It's beautiful. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Is it what you thought?
It's even better than what I thought. Oh my gosh.
You've got to let space for your towel.
It's really pretty.
What do you think of the tiles?
I love the white.
I'm so in love with this pattern and I just think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the little niches. Everything's set in because it did feel like a really small bathroom before.
It is a small bathroom, trust me.
Yeah. Like that, it feels heaps bigger.
Behind that mirror is actually a full-length cupboard, so everything that came out of the vanity can go in there. Obviously, we've swung the toilet around, so you've got all of that extra space in there. Colours are very plain in here, being white and grey, but that gives you a really good neutral base to work with. That's a good tip. So always go neutral and then use your accents to bring in the character.
Yeah, it just feels so much bigger and bright, clean. There's no mould anywhere.
There's no mould anywhere.
Yeah. Got a bath. It's going to make the biggest difference for Sierra.
It's all about Sierra for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Just been awful having that old mouldy shower. Yeah, the whole bathroom is flooding before. And just for her to be able to sit in there and, with her toys and, yeah. I think you've done an amazing job and, yeah, thank you to everyone on Better Homes and Gardens. You guys have been totally amazing.
Can
so
I just
kind.
Can I say thank you to you because you're a nurse?
Yeah.
And for what you guys do.
I really didn't want to. I was so nervous about this reveal.
You guys are amazing and you're amazing. You're a good mum.
I really didn't want to cry, so that's why I'm so nervous. Thank you. Thank you very much. I can't wait to show Sierra when she gets home.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
All right, you work hard and you're great.
Okay, thank you.
You enjoy it. Girly bathroom.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Go girls. We've all helped a friend with a renovation. Now, somewhere in here is Maddie, and she is helping someone tackle one of the biggest renovations going, the kitchen. Hi. Thought I'd find you here. Hi.
Hey, Tara. How are you?
I'm really well.
You too?
You've been busy already.
We have.
It looks awesome.
We have.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Tell us why you want the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it for my auntie. She's had a bit of a tough time with her health lately and forced to retire, and I've just started uni again and she's taken me in. I get free board, so I couldn't have said thank you enough, and this is just a little thing that I can do for her.
Tell me about how the kitchen looks at the moment.
It's about 30 years old. She's kept it in good nick, but it's time for a massive change.
What would you like to see for her? This actually looks quite clean, quite modern. Have you chosen the finishes yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that's where you come in.
Let's go and have a go.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, Maddie, these are some of our cut-to-measure benchtop range, which is great because it means we're going to cut it to length and we're going to put the joints in for you as well.
Okay,
The only thing
okay.
you need to do is cut out the hole for the sink and the cooktop.
We can do that.
Yeah, done.
Perfect. Anything particularly you're liking as we flick on through?
I'm thinking grey. I really like
Grey,
the grey
okay.
at the moment.
This one's the Taronade as well, so it's got a nice matte finish, which is, for a bench top in particular, it's really going to have a lot more longevity in terms of scratches and those sorts of things as well.
That's good looking and practical.
Awesome.
I like it.
Lovely. Taronade it is.
Okay, let's do the doors. Cool. Oh wow, a whole wall of choice.
I really like the wood and the charcoal I really like.
You could do both.
Both, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Now, do you have many windows opening up into the
We
space?
don't, just a skylight.
Okay. Well, look, I think maybe then incorporating a gloss as well might be a great idea.
Yeah, okay.
The shiny finish is really going to bounce the light around a lot more, and it's going to make the kitchen seem a lot bigger.
Yeah, smart.
That's a great tip, isn't it? I like that one.
Okay.
So I think what works really nice with the Taronade, keeping with the grey, is the charcoal.
Yeah.
The finish you can see down
Yeah.
there. And I think as well, the spiced oak complements them both quite nicely. So
I like that.
I really like that. She's gonna love it.
Perfect. So this is it with the colours in there.
Yeah, that's
what do you think?
perfect. Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, done.
Look, I plan kitchens all the time, but if you're just starting out and you don't know where to begin, why not utilise the services of someone like Zach down here at Bunnings? It's free, and all you have to do is bring in your measurements and they can help you with the layout and also choose all of your fittings along with you. Now, these guys look like they're getting on pretty well, so while they're busy, I've just got a few more bits to collect. Door handles really can be a bit of a fashion statement, but you also have to think about practicality as well. Now, apparently Wendy currently has knobs kind of something like that, and I know she finds them really hard to grasp. So what I think we'll do for her is go for something a little bit longer and more sleek. Gives us that modern look, but also it's easy to get your hand inside. So I think ultimately these are the ones we should go for. It's a whole world of tabs here. It's no wonder people get confused. Too much choice. I do like the black one though. Because kitchens are high humidity areas, look for the paint that's designed for the job. Kitchen and bathroom, this one will do the trick. Just a couple more trolley loads to go and be off to see Wendy.
Oh, she's gonna love it.
Strong girl, well done. We're making over a kitchen for Maddie's auntie Wendy. With our new plan from Bunnings, we're refreshing all the elements. Don't mess with these girls, right? And our crisp new colour scheme and practical finishes will really bring the space back to life. In it goes. Gotta love a skip bin. You know, this was one of my earliest ever memories, stripping wallpaper with my mum. Well, I think by now you all know how I feel about flat packs. They're easy to assemble, they look good, and keep your budget down. Great job, Maddie. You are now the flat packs queen. You've taken the title.
Thanks.
Do you know what? I love this colour.
It is really nice. Wendy is going to really like this. It's really schmick, isn't it?
It is. That's a good word for it.
It is,
Schmick.
yeah, schmick.
Schmick. I like that. This is going to be so much better than Wendy's plain blue kitchen bench. Now with that, it would have shown up crumbs and water and wipe stains, whereas this has got this really nice subtle mottle through it. Much more practical, looks so much more modern. With the old floor gone, we're ready to lay the new one. Now we've ripped it up and just gone down with this masonite underlay. It gives us a nice, smooth, level surface. What we're putting down is this bamboo look, sticky back vinyl floor tiling, and it couldn't be any easier to lay. Literally, you find a straight line, peel and stick. And when you get to the end, to trim it, what you do is you just lay the new tile in under the old one. That gives you the exact line so you can mark and cut. And with the offcut that's left over, well, you start the other run and away you go again. I'm sure you know by now that I'm a big fan of white subway tiles. They're clean, they're classic, you just can't go wrong. But these ones are slightly different to your standard subways. They've actually got a bevel all the way around the edges. And I know you can't see it much now, but once the kitchen's done and all the lights go on, these little bevels, they just bounce the light around the room. They look fabulous. In fact, I love them so much, I've actually got them in my shower at home. And for grout, well, we're going for classic white. Now So if you remember, Bunnings cut this bench top to size for us. All we have to do is do the cutouts for the sink and cooktop. When it's time to fix your handles in position, it can be a really tricky job, but not if you spend a few extra dollars and get yourself one of these, the handle template. It's got all of these holes all individually marked. That way, you can ensure that the handles go in exactly the right spot every time. No more tricky measuring, makes the job so easy. I love this floral, so easy to lay. The look of bamboo, it's fantastic. The success of a new kitchen build really is bringing all of the different elements together. Now in this case, we've got a lot of grey. We've got the grey of the bench top and the grey of the cabinets. It's looking pretty dark, so to balance it out, just choosing the timber on the upper cabinets really does help. So what I've done down here is just got a sheet of plywood. It's a bit of a tricky cheat, but it really does bring that timber down here and just ties everything together, adds that little bit of warmth. Keeping the warm timber theme going, Maddie and I have built a very simple shelving unit. Having shelves on this side of the bench gives Wendy plenty of extra storage space. Well, the final result is a fresh, practical modern kitchen that looks $1 million. And with the money we've saved along the way, we've been able to splash out on some stylish key pieces. Well, I think we're done. But this is your gift to Wendy, so I think you should go find her.
Okay, great. I'll go grab her.
I'm so excited. It's really good. I can't wait to see what she thinks.
Oh my God. It looks amazing.
Can't believe it.
Wow.
Is it good?
I love it.
That's such good news.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the thing is, it's open. It looks so much bigger. And it's opened it up.
It's pretty amazing to meet a young lady like Maddie. She loves you so much.
This is just a tiny little thing that I could have given back to you after everything that you've been through, and yeah, I love her. I love you so much as well.
It is a gym ball. Cost me just $12, and trust me, there is a method in my madness. I'm wrapping the whole ball in jute natural string. Perfect for this. Just secure one end with a square of gaffer tape and start winding. I think what you need to remember is to make sure that your string is nice and taut and work evenly all the way around. You do need to leave a little gap at the top, roughly the size of a saucer, and you'll find you'll get there in the end. All up, I've used 3 balls of string. Now things are going to get messy. So all I've done here is just thrown a little bit of extra string over a rafter. You could use your washing line anywhere. You can suspend the ball to work on it. Think paper mache, only my mixture has equal proportions of flour, PVA glue and water. I've used a cup of each. Give it a really good mix, dunk in your brush and splash away. You'll need to coat the entire ball really generously. Make sure you get all of it covered, even all the way underneath. Now once you're happy, set it aside to dry. It could take up to a few days depending on your weather. Well, the string is dry. As you can hear, it is rock hard. You're probably wondering about the gym ball inside. Well, it's time to get it out, so wish me luck. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Well, all I have to do now is just keep squeezing till all the air comes out of the gym ball. Then I should be able to just pull it neatly out of this hole in the top. Woohoo! We have a ball. Now you can see our light shade is really starting to take shape. I could just leave it natural. I think it looks quite nice, but instead for our room, I do think black would look even better. We need something to hang it, so what I'm using is one of those wires from an old broken paper lantern. I'm just cutting it down. That is ready to go. You know, I've seen these in the designer lighting stores for hundreds of dollars. But do it yourself and you save big time. The twine was $24. The globe and adapter together were $13. Glue and paint came in at around $25. So all up, just over $60 for a handmade statement light. That is a real bargain. Just a little safety note, make sure you use a compact fluorescent globe as opposed to a halogen. I still have just a few dollars left in the kitty to decorate my walls. And what I really wanted was one of those oversized mirrors, just a little bit too costly. So instead, I'm going to be thrifty. I found some of these mirrors in my local discount store for just $2.50 each. And together, they are going to create one giant mirror come artwork. I only want the mirrors, not the frame, so they just get cut off. Now the idea here is to lay all of the mirrors out across a sheet of ply. I've already painted the edges black. To give it more dimension, I'm raising every other mirror with offcuts of ply. Okay, looking good. Time to start gluing. Look at that, all up, just $60. Now I reckon that is money well spent. Let's get it on the wall. A mirror helps to add light and depth to any space and also helps to reflect and amplify other features in the room, like my artwork on the opposite wall. And for that, all I did was found some images on the net, then transferred those onto contact and cut them out. I stuck those down onto plywood and then went over the lot with black Japan. You could use paint as well. Pretty striking, don't you think? All up for just $15. Well, you'd have to say we have gone from cheerless to eye-popping. This dining room wasn't much of a conversation starter, but now it's definitely going to get tongues wagging. And the easiest part to swallow is the final cost. Along with the furniture, the artwork and the light fitting, I also splashed out $170 on a new rug and $186 on some new curtains. That brings me just a tad under budget. And considering what we had to work with here in the first place, I'd say this is a pretty dazzling result.